All right, here we go. This one's gonna be a 9x25 Dillon versus 10mm test. Today we're gonna be trying out some Underwood ammo. So for the Dillon, that one is the 124 grain Nosler. Here's what that thing looks like. It does have your standard brass case and is rated 1700 feet per second. And for 10mm, that one is the 150 grain Nosler. That one has your nickel plated brass and is rated 1500 feet per second. So we'll see how close we come today. So we are going to be testing out our brand new Glock 40. That one does have that 6-inch barrel. And we also have a 6-inch 9x25 Dillon conversion barrel for it. So we'll be going through our gel. Those are our 10% calibrated blocks. Do have our catch block behind that. So a total of 22 inches of gel. Our 4 layers of cotton t-shirt on the front. And like always, we'll set up our chronograph so we can hopefully pick up those impact velocities. So let's set up and see how these rounds do head to head. First one up will be that 9x25 Dillon. All right, we're starting back to 15 feet. All right, let's see how we did on that one. All right, so it looks like our impact velocity on that one was 1605. So, 100 feet per second less than advertised. I don't know. I'm pretty disappointed with this stuff. I have quite a bit of this stuff. And surprisingly, I'm shooting out of a Glock 29 with about a 4-inch barrel with conversion barrel, and we're getting a lot higher velocity. So it's weird that this, G40 is not getting as high, because I'm actually getting right around 16 at the low to mid 16s with that shorter barrel. So that 6-inch barrel I was expecting to get quite a bit more. So there's the hit on that block. Looks like you got a perfect shot. You can see right down in there, a pretty decent star pattern so far. So let's check it out from the top. And surprisingly, it actually looks like there's a little bit of powder on the block too. So it doesn't look like we're getting full burn. Like I said, it's kind of weird, especially on that 6-inch barrel. It might not be crimp tight enough. But anyway, so it looks like as soon as that thing came in, did definitely create quite a bit of damage. You can see it kind of exploded in there. You can see a couple different paths here towards the end where they're kind of going all over the place. Did settle down a little bit, and it looks like we barely caught in that second block, so that's definitely good. So let's see what kind of measurement we have here from the top. Like always, I will cut these open here at the end so we can get a little bit more accurate cross section, but it looks like we were right around the 3¼ inch mark, so definitely not too bad. I've been getting quite a bit of SIG lately that's definitely a lot hotter than that, with a lot shorter barrel. But there it is from the side. So it looks like as soon as that thing came in, pretty much exploded. You can see fragmentation all over the place. You can see quite a bit of those petals just shearing off. It did settle down a little bit towards the end, maybe that last inch or so, and then you can see it resting right down in that block, that second block. So let's see what kind of measurement we have here from the side. So we're not going to count that petal that's sitting right down there. But at our widest spot, we are just over 3½ inches, so definitely not too bad. Quite a bit for sure. And then you can see that round, it is facing upward. And at our leading edge there, we are right at 2 inches. So that made it a total of 13 inches of penetration. So let's set up for that 10mm and see how that one does. All right, we're still back to 15 feet. All right, let's see what we did on that one. All right, so it looks like our impact velocity on that one was 1432. So once again, kind of disappointing. I've gotten almost 1,000 foot-pounds out of that before, but we were using a 1911. I'm thinking it's probably just the seal. You know, the tolerances are a lot looser on a Glock compared to, like, you know, a 1911. I'm thinking that's probably why we're getting these lower velocities. All right, so there's the entry for that one. Looks like I got another perfect hit on that block. You can see right down in there and a huge star pattern so far. So let's check it out from the top. Oh yeah, definitely quite a bit of damage. You can see right here it did have a huge blowout here on the side. But it looks like as soon as that thing came in, pretty much exploded like that last one, creating a ton of damage in there. It looks like it did settle down pretty quickly though. It dumped its energy pretty fast. And then you can't see it there in that first block. We did not make it out. But, you know, quite a bit of damage for sure. So let's see what kind of measurement we have here from our widest spot. So it looks like we're right around 3 3/4. So definitely not too bad. And like I said, that thing wasn't moving the fastest, but it was creating a ton of damage for sure. And then hopefully you guys are able to see that here from the side. But it looks like as soon as that thing came in, pretty much exploded. You can see that huge blowout there. Petals going all over the place. And then you can see where it started to taper off very quickly. And then it is resting right there towards the end of that block. So let's see what kind of measurement we have here. We are going to count this petal that's sitting right here at the very bottom this time. And of course we did blow out our table. But it looks like we're pretty much actually a little bit less. We're about a little over 3.5 inches. So a little bit less from the side than the top. And there is that round. So it is actually facing forward, which is good. And in our leading edge there, we are right at 9.5 inches. So definitely not the most penetration. Wasn't really expecting it. It is a little bit light for caliber. And, you know, it was moving decently quick, but you can see it did mushroom out pretty darn good. So let's check these tracks out one more time. I'm actually going to flip the block so we get a little bit better view. All right, so the one on the right is that Dillon that is going away from us. And the one that looks like a frag grenade went off in there, that one is a 10mm. That one is coming towards us. So here is that Dillon. Definitely did quite a bit. You can see quite a bit of fragmentation in there as well. Dumping quite a bit of energy. It did settle down pretty quickly. There's a couple different paths where those petals are kind of shooting off, and then we did make it into that second block. It's that round right there. And then here is that 10mm. A little bit different story there. Looks like it came in, absolutely exploded. You can see petals going all over the place. Dumping a ton of energy that first probably 6 or 7 inches. And then, of course, it did settle down very quickly, and then there that round is. So definitely not too bad. So let's pull these rounds and see what they look like. All right, check these things out. So it looks like regardless of the velocity, we still got some pretty awesome expansion. So the one on the right was that Dillon, the one on the left was that 10mm. So here's that Dillon. Definitely made it past its breaking point. It still was moving pretty quick, not, you know, near advertised, but still moving pretty darn quick. But you can see it did peel pretty much all its petals off. Pretty much turned itself inside out. Did quite a bit of damage though, for sure. Definitely some nasty stuff. This is my favorite loading for the 357 SIG, or one of them at least. I'm a big HST fan for SIG, but whenever they used to load that Nosler, that thing was definitely pretty wicked as well. So here's that 10mm, pretty much same thing. Open up pretty wide, and then you can't see it peeled off every one of those petals. There is looks like maybe one of them that's still barely hanging on there. Did fold right over that base, but pretty much same thing, kind of turned itself inside out. Quite a bit of damage though. That thing is very sharp though. It does have some really jagged edges on there. So still pretty darn good. Of course, I'm a little bit disappointed with the numbers, you know, especially out of this little bit longer barrel. Like I said, I have been testing this stuff out of shorter barrels and getting higher velocity. So kind of interesting there, but there they are one time from the bottom. One on the right was that Dillon. One on the left was that 10mm. And last time from the top. So like I always do, guys, we'll get our still shot, slow-mo, all that good stuff here at the end. But once again, those ones were the Underwood Noslers that they, of course, used to load. I believe they still have the 150 grain for the 10mm, but 9x25 Dillon versus 10mm. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, there's that cross-section for that Dillon. You can see we got quite a bit of damage going on. You can see a ton of fragmentation down in there. This gel's barely hanging on. Super huge splits. Same on this side. Massive cutting. So I did remeasure these. They are peaking right at 4 1/8 inches and averaging right around that 4-inch mark. So pretty darn impressive, even though, you know, of course, we're 100 feet per second less than advertised. It's still very impressive. So let's cut this open. All right, and here's after being cut. So this bottom is the right side and this top is the left. So you can see basically on impact, we're getting a rapid expansion, probably less than 1/8 of an inch, where it's coming in and pretty much exploding in there. You can see fragmentation all over the place and just a massive amount of damage going on in this gel. Just tearing this stuff up. We did pull out quite a bit of fragmentation already. Of course, we will get our weight retention, everything here at the end. But man, that thing pretty much exploded in there. Of course, those things aren't rated for that velocity at all, but the amount of damage that they create is pretty awesome for sure. We just hope to get a little bit better velocity. I did actually shoot a couple of those off camera. We were getting over 1,700 feet per second, which is good because, you know, while we were filming, of course, we were only getting 16, so kind of a bummer there. But they were, you know, pretty much up to par when we were off cam, which is surprising. But a ton of damage. But same on the top, you can see on impact thing exploded, huge chunks of lead in there, and then that path going all the way through. But you know, I've said it before, I'll say it again, pretty much like a rifle round came in and just tore this gel up. Massive damage for sure. Pretty darn impressive. Let's do one more quick angle, if this stuff will stay up, possibly. But anyways, yeah, let's see. So you can see those massive cuts. Sorry guys, stuff doesn't want to cooperate. But yeah, you can see those huge cuts down in there, man. It definitely did pretty good in that gel. Huge tears and tons of fragmentation. Same on this side. You can see it's barely hanging on right there. Stuff's always a nightmare to clean when we got rounds like this too, but definitely worth it. But there we go, guys. That one was a 124 grain Nosler. Alright, so there's that cross section for that 10mm. This one is definitely looking a little bit different than that last one. You can see it got some massive damage. This one pretty much looks like our 124 grain Noslers that we're getting from our 357 SIG, the way it creates that damage. Or, you know, like I keep saying, pretty much like a rifle round came in and just exploded. A lot more spider webby than, you know, than just our normal star cuts, but huge amount of damage going down in there. Same on this side. There is fragmentation all over the place. So I did remeasure these. They're exactly the same. They're peaking right around that 4 1/8, 4 1/4, and then averaging right at that 4-inch mark. So a ton of damage, but man, check that out. That is super impressive. You know, like I said, it would be nice to get a little bit more velocity, but you know, we'll test it a couple more times and see what's going on. But anyways, let's cut this open. All right, here's after being cut. So this bottom is the right side and this top is the left. So pretty much same as that last one. On impact, maybe that 1/8 inch mark, we're starting to open up or explode. You know, you can see fragmentation all over the place. But check that out, man. The amount of damage going on. And just like some of our SIG ones that do come apart like that, it's pretty much turning that gel, you know, backwards. And it tore a lot with it, or it's taken a lot with it. So pretty impressive there, but man, that's a lot of damage for sure. A lot of trauma that would be going on. And I know a lot of people don't like these fragmenting rounds, but seems like they definitely do the trick. So you can see right there, the same thing came in, opened up, nice wide path going all the way through, ton of fragmentation, and a ridiculous amount of damage. Really tearing this gel up. And this has definitely been some fun testing. You know, we're gonna keep going. We got the G29 converted. You know, now we have the G40, so we'll keep bringing the Dillon and a bunch of 10mm. But it's definitely been fun. And we'll put them up a bunch of other, you know, up against a couple other calibers too. But let's see if we can get one more quick angle. And yeah, this bottom side's barely hanging on. But yeah, check that out, man. That is insane. That is a nasty amount of damage for that 10mm. Super impressive stuff. Same here on this other side. You can see that one is a little worse for wear, to say the least. But it definitely tore quite a bit of gel, or took quite a bit of gel with it. But super impressive stuff, guys. That 10mm is definitely no joke. But there we go. That one was a 150 grain Nosler loaded by Underwood. Thanks again for watching, guys.